Okay, so we are doing our social media marketing strategy, and we are group 7. So I'm Kaylee Weathers, and we have Tyler Hughes here, Carter Mazlowski, Kyle Comfort, and Tanner Zelke. So for our visit Greater St. Cloud analysis, we realized that out of the three programs, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, the strongest presence was on Facebook with 12,000 followers, while our Instagram has around 8,000 and our TikTok has less than 2,000. So as we can see, we definitely need to drive a bigger push for the TikTok since we have such a stronger presence on Facebook. And with now different age groups, especially the younger ones, are going into the TikTok and the Instagram. So I think that it also depends on what the event's target audience is. I know that we're thinking about 30 to 60 for our target audience range, but that's a different wide range of events. So if we can articulate which one would go with, or which audience would go with which event, that will help us better which program to put it on and which social media, as well as integrating now that so if it's a different or any target audience, we could do a TikTok and then repost it on our Facebook and Instagram. But our Facebook and Instagram are doing well. They have almost daily posts, but our TikTok as well struggles with a lack of posting, and their last post was in December of 2023. So looking at other competition, just based off of different cities in the area, our Visit Greater Duluth, obviously they have a bigger population as well, but they do have a significant amount more of followers. They have a very active consumer engagement and frequent posts. And then going into Brainerd, they focus more on their outdoor events and local wildlife, which that's what they're known for. But they mirror each other across different platforms, which is what I was kind of getting at in the last slide with the integrating versus different social medias and different platforms. And then lastly, we have Greater Stillwater. They focus on their culinary scene and promoting local businesses, and they have a strong presence and consumer engagement across all 3 platforms as well.
Yeah, and then kind of transitioning into more of the opportunities we see that are present on TikTok. Just some of our main goals we're looking to push through this campaign would be to just increase travel to St. Cloud. Obviously, it is a very popular area, but just kind of driving that customer force to Greater St. Cloud is definitely one of our main goals. And also just trying to grow that outreach to showcase what St. Cloud has to offer. Sure, we all know St. Cloud is very popular with a lot of restaurants, a lot of places to do, a lot of things you can do in St. Cloud. And then just promoting through the use of hashtags and at around different places in the area, just kind of setting up those different events to drive customers to our business. And then getting into a little more of the marketing objectives. So overall, we want to increase the awareness for St. Cloud. It is a pretty popular area, but just being able to drive that customer base more into the city and being able to persuade people to come to our business, it's just one of our main priorities. And then one of the keys to promoting more activities and events happening, it's just a way to drive business to the place, drive engagement with our audience. And if you're able to get those people to those events, they can see what we have to offer as a company and can show them the benefits of Greater St. Cloud. And then just demonstrating and showing what the events are like, kind of based on what I just said, just having those good events and getting that engagement with the audience. And then just kind of an overall view on the TikTok articulation. I'm sure we all know TikTok is vastly growing in popularity, especially with the younger generation. Obviously, those big dogs like Facebook and Instagram are going to be there forever. But with TikTok being more popular over the years, it's definitely important to grow that follower count since it is our lowest follower account. And then with that TikTok audience, it is easier to connect and interact with those possible customers because there's obviously TikTok trends and stuff that can catch on very quickly, and just growing the audience through things like trends and extra posts. And that kind of goes with building an engaged community and being able to promote our future events on TikTok. We believe since it's going to be more popular, more people are going to see those posts and be easier to get people to come to those events.
So as you look at Greater St. Cloud, the big messages and themes that you're going to see through most of the posts through Greater St. Cloud is it's a great place to visit. Obviously, visit Greater St. Cloud is kind of they want people to visit their town. It's also a great place to live with lots of local bars and things like that. And it's a fun place with many activities, and it's a great local businesses. The target audience for Visit Greater St. Cloud is potential visitors, current residents, and also business owners. Ways to engage our target audience is there's going to be two separate different posts. Posts directed towards residents of Greater St. Cloud. These are things like bingo nights, trivia nights, and local business deals that are happening within the city. And then posts directed towards visitors and of Greater St. Cloud. These are like concerts, sporting events. St. Cloud has a lot of like very good sporting events, including a Division I hockey team, which will open up a lot of visitors coming to that area, as well as expos and other conventions. Consumer to consumer social interactions, consumers to local businesses. This is by tagging the local businesses in posts that we make, linking to their websites and socials, and putting them in contact with the owners. This is the best way to put the customers that are visiting St. Cloud in contact with the local businesses. And our performance measurements. Obviously, we have to look at um, what look at our posts and see if they're performing well. We're obviously going to look at likes and comments as just kind of like how many people are interacting with our posts, as well as new followers that join our following, just to see more people wanting to follow us and see what we're posting, and then our click through rate, how many people are actually like seeing our posts and interacting with them.
All right, so to go in with kind of a push for more posts and articulating through different platforms, we came up with a monthly calendar. And for this monthly calendar, so we thought that through the month of January, we will post even on like we have Tuesday night trivia nights, Thursday night bingo nights. We kind of have things that happen every single week throughout the year. So during January, just to get used to those posts, we will be posting those in the days that they do happen. And then going into February, we'll just do them every Sunday so that people kind of have an outlook of the week for those usual things going on. And then of course, the ones that are different, like this Escape to Margaritaville and the one up or the Up North Down Under, that will be posted for that as a separate post just to get people in the outreach. And then it's not as much as a social or a information overload, I guess you could say. But some cool things that we have going on in January, we have the Love Story Wedding Show Expo, and that's also going to be featuring some things that are given away, some live giveaways. So I think a great way to promote that and get people to come is mentioning the giveaways and maybe doing, if you share this post, then you'll be entered in the giveaway, something like that. And then the Up North and Down Under, that is, so it's songs by artists from Canada, Australia, but it's performed by the Fabulous Armadillos, which are actually a pretty well-known band, especially in this area. So that's something that we have to be proud of. So definitely a big drive and push for that, mainly Facebook because of the target audience. And then things like Escape to Margaritaville, that's going to be hosted at the Kelly Inn. So you can post that on all social media platforms, like maybe a TikTok of things to expect at Margaritaville, and you could repost it on your Facebook and Instagram. And then lastly, we have Set Your Intent. It's the manifest activity or event going on, and that's just to kickstart January with the new year, and as well as a light up tubing experience. With being in Minnesota, we might as well take advantage of the winter. So just thinking of different ways to articulate and post that to get to the correct target audience. So for that one, that's probably going to be the younger crowd. So you'll probably want to post that on maybe Facebook and Instagram so the parents are able to see that. And then going into February, we have, so it's Valentine's Day is obviously a big push for that in the month. So Love Rocks, that is so that's Stretch. He is a part of Fabulous Armadillos. He's really well known in the area and was actually a part of a big time band. So I think that it's important to push him out. And Jules Bistro, we could tag Jules Bistro in our posts as well as him so that they are able to share it and their followers are able to see it. And then a Valentine's Day photo shoots. We have a couple different ones going on. So like ones with your pets, a Galentine's Day party, and then the daddy-daughter dance and brew your own kombucha classes are some interesting things that you don't really get to see everywhere. So just pushing those on all of our social medias, especially with the way that we have these graphics pulled up, would be a great way to get people to see and see just easy details and get connected through that way. And then leading into March, there's kind of a lot going on in March. So we have the start of spring, we have Women's History Month, we have St. Patrick's Day and Easter was also in March. So just kind of pushing those Easter photo shoots, the glow in the dark extravaganza, all things kids, you know, post on Facebook and Instagram, because parents are definitely going to want to, you know, burn their kids' energies, get them involved in the community, and to lift up the ladies. So that's a women's event for women's, since it's March Women's History Month, and that's just kind of getting to connect people, especially in need in the area. And I think that would be a good one to push on all platforms. You could make a TikTok or an Instagram and repost it on the Facebook and the other ones that you didn't post it on, just to get as many ladies involved as we can. And then, of course, something to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, the Pot of Gold 5K, since that's an annual thing. I think that you could do, it would be a really good way to make use of TikTok by doing clips from last year, since it's an annual thing. So it shows viewers what to expect, as well as getting the community involved in healthy and active lifestyles.
All right, and for April, we've got a lot of fun events as well. First off, we've got the Mr. Twisty's walk-up ice cream shop opening. So that's at the start of the month. We've also got the Footloose being presented, show of Footloose. We've got the Earth Day run, which will be posted through all of our sites, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. One of the big events through April and May is the Crossroads Center Carnival, where there's going to be rides, foods, games. That will be going on from April 25th to May 5th. And there will also be a number of shows for the Acousticillos 2 band, presenting all of your favorite acoustic hits. And also going on through the month of April, we will be posting many of the game day previews for the Norseman hockey games. And that'll lead us into June or May and June. And then we've got the Amazing Farmyard opening day happening May 1st, along with multiple dates of the Boys and Girls Club Golden Gala, the Boys and Girls Club of Central MN. The Golden Gala, they will be presenting multiple dates along with a showing of Footloose. We've also got the Granite City Motor Park opening up, where you can go and see a bunch of races, a bunch of different types of races. We've got a couple of car shows that will be posted on Facebook. We've got the Boudreaux's car show, where it's just cars and coffee. And then the 80s car show, where you can just bring in all your throwback cars. And then the main highlight for the month of May we'll be posting will be the restaurant week. We will be showcasing all of the restaurants in the area and their go-to dishes, go-to menus. Going on to June, we've got the Waite Park Family Fun Fest from June 10th to June 14th. We've also got Rock the Riverside, where there will be multiple dates going on, where there will be an opener and a headliner for each night. We'll be posting those on the Facebook page and then highlights on Instagram and TikTok. We've got the St. Cloud annual Juneteenth celebration coming up at Lake George. Got to save the date for that. Come hang out, celebrate, meet new people. And then June, main highlight of June is baseball season's here. We've got the St. Cloud Rocks will be opening up their home schedule on the first weekend of June. And then we also have the St. Cloud Blue Sox baseball tournament, where they will be hosting a bunch of Gopher State baseball teams to come in and play. There'll be food trucks, events, and entertainment on that. And then they will all be posted on our sites, and then highlights will be posted afterwards as well. And that'll move on to the other months.
All right, so for July, we have some different things going on. So we've got the Benton County Fair or a summer zoo party, and we're thinking of a Facebook one for that. Just there's a lot of farming in the area, and a push to get kids out there, as well as a pop-up splash pad. And this is actually one that the St. Cloud Fire Department and local law enforcement will be at. So that'll be a good way to give thanks to our local law enforcement and fire department for helping out the community. And then we got the Summer of the 90s at Straight No Chaser at the Ledge Amphitheater. The Ledge Amphitheater is a new thing in town, and that's kind of what the rave is about. So it would be great to post that. Some highlights from that on all social media platforms. We got the Beach Boys going on, which is another music event. And then we have a country, like Back to Your Roots festival going on, as well as a Splash Olympics. So the festivals and the music sort of thing, those are going to be for our older target audiences. So I think that would be good for sure. Facebook as a calendar, you could add it as a calendar event to see who all is even going, to just kind of get a good look at who will all be attending or is interested. And then as well as the zoo, and then the splash pad and the Splash Olympics are good for those kids to get them out in the summer. And then leading into August, we have the Rural Music Fest. So that's going on the 23rd through the 25th, and that's going to be some different kinds of artists. So definitely a push to show on our social media platforms which artists will be there and what to expect. And then we have the Senior Games of St. Cloud, Minnesota, to get our seniors out there. So that would be good maybe on Facebook for that target age group as a calendar event. We have an arts and crafts market, which a cool thing about Facebook too is that you could add to different groups. So for an arts and crafts market, that might be really cool for people who are into art, and there might be a community artist Facebook for our area. So posting and pushing that would be a good one. And then as well as the Dino Dig, and we have the start of our Granite City motor car racing as well in August. And then going into September, so we have like our live music, open mic night Thursdays starting. We have the bingo at Blue Line. We have quite a bit of repeats going on in September because we don't have all of our events out that far yet. I'm sure we'll get some more events going in, but as of now, for sure, a push for those bingo and live music. Then we have a play. It's like a dark comedy, Into the Woods. So that would probably be an older, more adult film, and then a movie, Under the Stars, The Parent Trap. That's always a good one to get the kids out. And then the Bojo's Cars and Coffee, which that is actually at Oblivion Coffee Shop. So maybe tagging them in there to get their followers interacted, as well as get people that don't know who Oblivion are and maybe know who the Visit Greater St. Cloud are, to get them more involved in Oblivion as well.
And then on to October, I think we're kind of running out of time here, so I'm going to try and rifle through these pretty quick. We've got like Boo at the Zoo, the Winnie the Pooh event, and some stand-up comedy. Some other things like Performance of the Waitress in October that are going on that will be our featured events for the month. And so let's move on to November real quick. And then I don't know if it's just my screen that's going black. But on to November, we've got things like the craft show at Witt's Crafts, and then open mic at Lost Times Tavern, and then other things like the Queer Connect is going on in November as well that we'll be featuring. There we are. And then there's also the Free Park Day in November as well, where all the Minnesota state parks have free entry. So we'll be featuring that as well. And then let's move on really quick to December. And then a couple of weeks in December, we didn't really have a featured event. I think that we could probably feature like a small business or a restaurant in St. Cloud, kind of like Duluth or some other places have done to kind of drum up some business and drum up some other visitors. But we also have like New Year's bingo, and then we've also got Christmas. So we've kind of got some Santa events sprinkled in there at the end of the month, as well as some in November. So I think that's it.